Alrighty, welcome back everyone. It is LaughNgamez here. I'm back with another Starcraft 2 1 versus 1 bot AI cast. And we have got ourselves what should be a good one here today. It's gonna be a Protoss versus Terran MicroMachine against Deimos, the new bot on the block, in a TVP, but more importantly, a bot versus bot match where the rules are certainly a little bit different. And so we're gonna see how well Deimos does against MicroMachine. Deimos is a bot that is still in early development, I think it's fair to say, but it's shown really great promise so far. Sort of made by Team Eris, the team that created the best and most consistent bot, so I'm excited to see how well it can do against MicroMachine here today. And ladies and gentlemen, if you are as well, go ahead and click that like button. If we can hit 3 likes on this video, that would be amazing. Leave a comment down below as well saying more bots if you want to see more of these bot games. I certainly enjoy casting them, and yeah, it's a really nice way to wrap my day up, sitting down to cast one of these games. So yeah, subscribe, join the Discord if you haven't already, and if you do want to support the channel, you can become a YouTube member. Check out the perks for that. And yeah, let's see. We have got Deimos, which I assume is going to be going for a stalker build, because that's what Deimos does. It tends to go for just mass stalkers. Last time we saw it play, I want to say against Benbot, and it was definitely a Terran bot. I don't think it was MicroMachine again, but it did go for 3 bases then, but still for the similar baseline stalker push, and we'll see if that's what Deimos is going to do this game, as it's sort of a new take on an old strategy, but done by one of the best bot teams there is. And so we'll see if that works against the old bot on the block, MicroMachine, which generally does have pretty good cheese reaction. And so we see the Reaper for MicroMachine come on in. It's gonna scout on out, see the Nexus. It's incredible the level of work that bot authors put into programming responses for their bots. Like, it is not an easy thing to do, to program a bot to scout and then react upon that information. Well, for starters, you got to understand StarCraft 2 pretty well, and then just have a lot of be able to see the big picture when it comes to programming. Looks like we do have the one adept for Deimos pushing up this ramp. MicroMachine does look pretty well situated to defend against what's going to be coming its way, as it does go for a siege tank first, and that's going to be really important when it comes to defending against this aggression. Those adepts are not going to do well against that tank. So they're probably just going to want to get on out of there. The tank kills one. Looks like the second one may wander into that. Although the depot does get lowered, so the adept will get into the mineral line. I'm not sure what it's going to get done. Maybe disrupt a little bit of mining, but the Marines will finish that adept off. And then we do have Deimos actually going for a Phoenix play here. MicroMachine saying, am I hallucinating? The answer is no. I did forget to add that Deimos has been building Phoenix in its recent games. You'll have to forgive me just as I turn down the music a teensy-weensy bit. You guys can always give me feedback on the sound levels and everything in these games. I do think some of the StarCraft 2 soundtracks just have vastly different levels. So sometimes I'll be like, oh, is there music playing? And then other times of like, I can't hear myself. So we do have the first stalker for Deimos go on in. Cyclone locks onto it and will kill that off with ease. The tank, the Cyclone, and the Banshee are making this look a little bit scary for Deimos. Particularly so, as I'm not sure Deimos is a bot that actually deals with cloaked units. I don't think I've ever. We'll see if it makes an observer or not. It's got a robo on the way, so it must be able to. That's very important, because this Banshee otherwise could cause a lot of problems. Deimos does have the tools to deal with it, being the Phoenix. It just needs the detection now, and so we'll see if it's going to be able to handle that without taking too much damage. The Phoenix opening does delay the mass Stalker push that it's going to be building into. The Banshee for MicroMachine actually just elects to sit on top of this Nexus, which is pretty darn wasteful. This thing could have killed a lot of workers by now. However, that Robo is actually about to finish up, so Deimos may just be able to get away from taking too much damage, because MicroMachine really lost focus with that Banshee attacking the Nexus, then chasing a Stalker across the map. The Phoenix are actually lifting up some Marines, which is really cool. That's not something that is easy to program as well, the utilization of Phoenix, because they have the energy mechanic. They can't just attack on in. Now, these Phoenix, they do want to get on out of there, though, as Cyclones can lock on and kill them, potentially. Banshee is still chasing down a couple of these Stalkers. I am a little bit concerned, though, for MicroMachine. Being out on the map is very risky when Deimos is a bot that just attacks. And so, we'll see if MicroMachine overextends or not here. That one Marauder took a bit of a beating as the Stalkers shoot away on it. It's kind of funny. For those of you that don't know, Stalkers actually deal a little bit of extra damage against Marauders. Marauders just also deal a lot more extra damage against Stalkers. So they both actually deal quite a bit of damage to each other in trades. Looks like units are just all over the place, though, in this game right now. Deimos has been investing in a lot of probes, and all of a sudden MicroMachine is actually pushing out on the map. It's brought the Medivac to a couple of Cyclones. I'm not sure where the tank is. There's two tanks out presently. Looks like one was pushed back. The other one is on the high ground, sieged up, so that's going to be fine. Phoenix can lift the tank up. I wouldn't be surprised if Deimos is programmed to prioritize that, and there's actually so much going on the map right now, so my apologies for failing to observe, I'm sure, some things anyway. MicroMachine kicks it into gear with its fast mining using the bunker. That is a MicroMachine specific trait. Phoenix looks like they are getting shut down by the Vikings of MicroMachine pretty well. It is looking like, though, that Deimos is getting ready for a big push. Stalkers are moving on in. The question is that tank going to get lifted by one of the Phoenix or not? The Marauders are stimming as well. That's going to make them do extra damage. And the tank does very well, getting some big shots off. As long as the Stalkers are outside of that tank radius, that could be big. The tank is a big threat, so the Immortal's actually going to take the lead, eat a shot, but the attack is a little bit discoordinated. The Stalkers, I think, are kind of getting pulled by these Vikings. A third base attempt by MicroMachine is getting shut down, it seems, as the building has been delayed anyway, and we'll see if that gets canceled or not. It is changing the focus of Deimos, though. MicroMachine is building a third tank as well, which is very important to me. Pardon me, a fourth tank. That is big. There's currently a Tempest now on the way for Deimos as well. That's another thing that Deimos does. It transitions into mass Tempest. And that worked very well against Benbot in the previous game. I'm not sure how well it's going to do against MicroMachine, which is building a large Viking count. We'll see, though. The tanks are getting set on up. Stalkers are coming on in, but yeah, they needed to kill those tanks quickly. Instead, they're kind of just wandering in, taking a shot, and then they do manage to kill one of the tanks. The third base has been canceled, but it's not the prettiest engagement for the Protoss. Still, though, Deimos is really up on supply. That third base is allowing it to produce a lot of units. The tanks for MicroMachine are so critical in actually holding the line. Without the tanks, MicroMachine could potentially just die. A third tank moves forward, gets lifted up. There's nothing to actually kill that tank, and the Phoenix pays with its life. The other tanks, though, they are inching forward. It seems that MicroMachine is really in attack mode when it should just really be hunkering down. The Vikings for MicroMachine are still alive, which is important, as they're going to have to contend with Tempest soon enough. And this game is really delivering between these two. MicroMachine, I think, is on the back foot a little bit. I do have more confidence of MicroMachine in the late game, though, but it's going to have to deal with these Tempest, and we actually have MicroMachine definitely having a response program for the Tempest. Strat detected, panic mode activated, which apparently panic mode is to build a Thor, which are actually incredible against Tempest in this day and age, which you don't think of if you watched Starcraft 2 in the old days, but nowadays they're pretty darn good. SCVs being pulled to repair these siege tanks is so important. However, this Tempest may get one. Not quite, though. These SCVs do keep it alive. The Tempest changes focus. The Banshee's still flying around. There is observers, though, to help deal with it. That Thor is going to be so important for MicroMachine. Like, it's going to need SCVs to give that Thor the hug of life. Vikings are, or a Viking is out, but no more are on the way. A tank and a Banshee, those things do not shoot up. So MicroMachine is really going to have to deal with that. That Thor, I'm not sure why it's pulling back. I guess it's trying to get the Tempest from a different position. It really needs to get on the front lines, so it does get a shot off on the Tempest. And look how much damage that bad boy does to the Tempest. Like, one Thor can take on quite a few Tempests in this current iteration. Tempests are just not anti-Thor units, but here's the problem, though. There's a boatload of Stalkers coming on in. The siege tanks have to siege. There's no mining going on at the natural of MicroMachine. And the Thor, it's popping off. I mean, it did kill 2 Tempest already, make that 3 Tempest, but I'm not sure MicroMachine's going to be able to hold on at its natural base. That command center is actually just straight up being shot down. The SCVs, there's a couple repairing, but the rest are cowards, so that command center is going to burn down. And I do believe that we are actually going to see Deimos take down MicroMachine. That Thor going down like a badass, but unfortunately will not hold the lines. And so, well done to the authors of Deimos, showing us that it can pretty much take down any bot on the block, it seems. Not necessarily always, but still, this pivot with the Tempest is a really cool change in play, because, and a good solution to Deimos not doing well in longer games. Like, I mean, I could look at a Deimos replay and be like, oh, it's over 8 minutes long. That means Deimos probably didn't win if it's against like a Terran, because the Terran's probably just turtling with tanks or whatever. But this completely changes that, so that's very cool to see. Ladies and gentlemen, if you made it to the end of this video and you enjoy these casts, click that like button, subscribe if you're not already subscribed and you watched to the end. Leave a comment saying more bots if you want to see more bots. If you do want to support the channel, become a YouTube member. It definitely goes a long way to me being able to do these daily videos. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time, as soon as MicroMachine gets cleaned up fully. GG.